Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader. I am thrilled to welcome you to another pick a card reading here on my channel. So whether you are here for the first time or whether you are coming back, I welcome you all and I am super happy you're here. Now, today's pick a card reading is a classic mid-month check-in since we have kind of like reached the midpoint of October already. So we are going to be having a look-see into what you are currently dealing with, what is the situation that you are in, and also what is the best course of action for you to take right now, and what is going to be looking, well, can't say looking at you, but you know, what are you going to be getting into in the near future, what you're going to be facing, or what kind of energy is waiting for you, so to say. So yeah, it's kind of a recap reading, or just kind of a checking in, as the name suggests. So hopefully it will give you some much needed clarity and a sense of direction if you feel like things are a bit confusing, or if you're struggling with anything. We'll see what the piles have to say. But we do have 3 piles in front of us. As you can see, they also come with gemstones this time, so hopefully that'll make the choosing a bit more easy for you. We are, of course, starting from the left and moving towards the right. So with pile number 1, we have this beautiful green opal. With pile number 2, we have this stunning amazonite. And finally, for pile 3, we have this rose quartz. So yeah, that's it. Those are the piles that you get to choose from. As always, I recommend taking a few deep breaths, closing your eyes if it helps you kind of tune everything outside of you out, and really ground and center yourself so that you could feel what your intuition is trying to tell you. And once you feel that nudge that this pile is for me, go straight into the description box or the comment section down below, and you'll be able to find the timestamp that you need and jump straight to your chosen piles reading. So yeah, that's all from me. Happy choosing. Take your time. There's no rush. And whenever you're ready, I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you're all doing super well and having an amazing October so far. Now, you guys chose this green opal stone, and I'm just going to keep it somewhere up there. And we're going to start off with some oracle cards first. If you are not here for the first time, you already know that's what I like to do. So this time we're going to be looking at your current energies. We're going to get a feel into what it is that you are experiencing right now, what kind of struggles you may be having, or what sort of situations you have been dealing with already. So we're going to just get like a nice overview of your current circumstances, and that will also enable you to see, or I should say confirm for yourself, that you are in fact watching the right pile. And yeah, so that's kind of a win-win thing here. But before we get into the cards, a quick reminder, this is still a general reading, guys, okay? So please use your discernment as you're watching this. If anything I say doesn't sound like it's talking about you, just leave it be. You don't have to pay attention to that part, okay? And also, if you are interested in seeing what else you should be keeping in mind as you're watching tarot readings on YouTube, I have a whole video about it, so go into the description box. You'll be able to find it right at the top there. It's the first link. But yeah, having said that, let's see what you are currently dealing with. Ooh, we're starting off strong. We have koi carp, abundance. Move with the flow of abundance around and through you. Okay, let's see what else. Wow, we also have wild woman. Okay, we have liberty. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to fidget around with them a bit more. We have she who begins, primavera, launch, actualize potential. Okay, we also have number 11, balance. And finally, okay, we have unfinished symphony in reverse. Right. Okay. Let me just get the cards in place and then we'll get into it. Okay, pile number 1. I get the sense that you have just come out of a major chapter in your life, or some sort of cycle that perhaps lasted quite a long time, or was perhaps a rather substantial part of your life, has now come to its end, and it's almost time for you to step into something new and start a whole new chapter for yourself. But I feel like at this time you may still be kind of experiencing that feeling of just having that sense of freedom, having that sense of like that point of exhale, you know, when you can just breathe out and feel that sense of relief, feel that sense of like, you know, feel that sense of pause after you've had to maybe be alert, be super aware and be super active, or regardless of like what you had to experience specifically during that chapter of yours, like meaning whether it refers to a job that you either quit or you know, whether it came to an end, some sort of project may be finished, something like that, whether you finished your studies or whether you finalize some sort of other personal project that you were working on, or maybe a certain relationship came to its close, right? Regardless of like what that chapter was that you closed for yourself, I feel like at this time you are still in that period where you are kind of just like, you know, allowing yourself to be in that space where you are just being, and maybe even like letting yourself like let loose a bit. Yeah, right? Letting yourself let loose. I hope that made sense. So I feel like you are ready to start something new, but I feel like you don't really want to rush it. And I do feel like it's actually the best thing to do at this time, because you kind of want to let the feelings, the emotions and everything that kind of comes with changes and transformations, you kind of want to let that simmer down and settle down a bit before you get you know, attached to anything new, or before you commit to anything new. I'm looking at this balance card and I feel like it's something that you are kind of trying to strike here, because maybe like when you were still very much a part of that chapter that now has closed, or maybe is still closing out for you, maybe you didn't really have time to like keep all of your other areas of life in balance. Maybe you didn't have that much time to look after yourself and look after your own needs, and really give yourself time to just be, or to just like explore what you really want, explore your desires, explore your dreams, explore some sort of new opportunities. Maybe you were so caught up in whatever that chapter was for you that you just didn't have the time and the ability to, as I said, just be. I don't know why, but that phrase, just being, or just be, like that seems to be very significant. That seems to have a lot of weight to it. And another reason why I'm saying it is because of this wild woman card here. And regardless of like, no matter that it says woman, it doesn't mean that you have to be a female yourself. This is just, it's just a you know, like an energy. It's that feminine energy that is coming through here. And it's kind of just it's that letting loose energy that I was talking about before. And I do feel like it's super important for you to do that right now. It's super important for you to kind of let go of these like restrictions, or like systems, rules, regulations, those things that were maybe like super important and super set in place for you for a very long time, the rules that you operated your life by, or that you followed diligently. I feel like now things have kind of again loosened up. Things are kind of more in flow now, and I'm also seeing it with this card. Move with the flow of abundance around and through you. So maybe at this time the best thing for you is to, I know I'm kind of rushing ahead and like giving you a sort of advice portion already, but I feel like maybe this time or at this time the best thing for you would be to just kind of enjoy the moment as it is and enjoy your life where it is. Enjoy that current part of your journey that you are on, because it's not always reasonable. It's not always even possible to just keep pushing forward and starting new things and moving on to new things and constantly being in motion and doing something and accomplishing something. It's not reasonable to always be doing that. We need those like down times as well, right? Those times when we can just kind of lay low, breathe out, relax, unwind, and kind of just tune back into ourselves and just take stock of what is in our lives right now, what we are actually striving for, what it is that we really want from our life, because that changes all the time. As we grow and as life moves on and as our circumstances change, our wishes, our desires, our goals, they change as we change. And so I feel like at this time you are in this space where you are taking stock of what you have, where you've come from, what you've been through, and how you want to proceed, which direction you want to go to or go in next. I'm looking at this Liberty card as well, and I do get the sense that you have set yourself free from something, or maybe the universe has set you free from something. If this like chapter closing wasn't your own initiative, if maybe it was somehow pushed onto you. But I do see you being in the sense of freedom, being in the sense of having the space and having the time to kind of decide for yourself what it is that you truly want. And I love that on this image you can see that it's kind of like the landscape is at your feet, and you get to choose where you want to go next. And I love that there is so much opportunity around you. I see that with the abundance card here, and I see that with the potential and actualize card here. So you do have everything that you need to start something new. And if you feel that you are ready now, if you feel that you have some sort of inspirations, or something has sparked your interest, something has lit some sort of fire in you, then by all means it seems to be a really great time to do that, because you have that energy that is supporting you around you. But for some reason I feel like now would be the best time to focus on getting yourself in balance and focus on getting all of your different areas of life in balance, especially the ones that maybe didn't get as much attention before, when you were still very much occupied by whatever sort of obligations or commitments you had that have now kind of eased up, or that have now opened up this space and time in your life. And I'm just so happy that we have this card over here, this Unfinished Symphony card coming out in reverse, because this tells me that the chapter that you were in, most likely it kept like repeating itself. Most likely it kept recurring in your life, and maybe there was some sort of lessons that you had to go through again and again and again. Maybe you had to go through similar situations time and time again, just so that you could learn something valuable, just so that you could finish some sort of lesson and and kind of walk away from that and finally step into something new, finally kind of move on from that thing that was very much, you know, continually going on for you. I don't know why, but maybe it's my own personal thing, but I don't necessarily like this card when it comes out upright. I mean, this Unfinished Symphony, I don't necessarily like that card because it kind of reminds me of that, like, I don't know, almost this like Groundhog Day energy, where it is, you know, that whatever you have to go through, it just keeps repeating, and it can get super tiring, and it can get super frustrating and confusing as well, because maybe you yourself feel that you have already mastered some sort of lesson, but then here it comes again. Life throws it at you again, and you kind of have to go through that even more times than you maybe would like. So with it coming out in reverse, this is a very clear indication that whatever you have been kind of struggling with, or maybe even it wasn't such a struggle. Again, it really does depend on what it is that you went through, what it is that kind of has ended for you, what kind of chapter closed for you. But regardless of whether it was a struggle or not, I just feel this massive sense of relief, massive sense of like a burden kind of falling off of your shoulders, and finally having the freedom to move ahead, to move on. But I don't know, I just feel like at this time you may be going through this like weird transitional period where you're kind of trying to find your footing, trying to set in place some sort of new new paradigm for yourself, where you're preparing yourself for some sort of new chapter. But it could be confusing, it could be scary, and it could be like very disorienting, because maybe you're not quite sure what it is that you want to fully commit to next. Maybe there are so many opportunities, or maybe right now you don't really see any opportunities that you would like to pursue. Maybe you are just in this like in-between state, yearning for a fresh new beginning, but just like not being exactly sure what that fresh new beginning would be. So again, I know that I'm rushing ahead, but my piece of advice here would be to give yourself time, to give yourself the opportunity to just be, and if it is at all possible for you, to maybe take some time out and focus on just like allowing yourself to pursue your desires, to pursue your inspirations as they come, and kind of not set too many restrictions on yourself. Because I do feel like for some reason, I don't know, it feels like some sort of personal needs that need to be in balance. It kind of feels like maybe your own like emotional or your own spiritual or maybe even your own physical needs have not fully been met. Or maybe you were just like, you know, I'm not saying that you were doing it intentionally, but I just feel like there is some sort of like lack there, or like you or some sort of aspects in you are yearning for more attention, yearning for some sort of, you know, some sort of like TLC. And if that's the case, then I feel like you would really, really benefit from like taking care of all of those needs before you fully commit to something else, before you launch something else and get into a whole new chapter. Because I just feel like you would have a much easier time that way, and you would be able to be more present, fully present, and enjoy this new chapter more as well, because there wouldn't be anything that is kind of yearning for your attention. So I feel like this balance has a very important message here. Yeah. There was some sort of other message that was coming through with this card, but I feel like I kind of lost it now. Oh, yeah, okay, it came to me. So for others of you, it could also be that maybe the area of life that you weren't really like fully paying attention to was maybe your relationships, maybe your love life, or maybe maybe your family relations, maybe your closest friends, you know, like relationships in a broader sense, not just in a romantic sense. Maybe that is the area of life that you weren't really able to attend to as much as you would have liked to. So again, this is going to differ for all of you. So you just kind of have to sense your way through that and feel how this is resonating for you, whether you need to maybe pay more attention to your own needs and really take care of yourself and see what you are needing at this time, or maybe you want to use this time and use this like transition period where you are not fully committed to anything new just yet, and spend that time to be with your family, be with your closest people, or maybe find love, find some sort of new relationships, or rekindle any relationships, you know, or maybe you want to start up a new hobby, or just explore what other kind of gifts and skills you may have that you may not be aware of right now. Maybe you want to go study something further. It's really going to depend on your own personal circumstances, but I do feel that this balance card is very, very significant here. So whatever you can do to get yourself in balance during this time when you have the opportunity to maybe just take some time off, that would be amazing for you. That's what I wanted to say. That's the last thing. So if you resonate with this, transformational energy, then this is definitely your pile, and let's keep going. We're going to be diving into some tarot cards now, and we're going to see what is your best course of action for right now, and what is the near future energies that you are going to be moving into next. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I love tarot so much. And of course, the first card that you get is the World, which symbolizes coming full circle, getting to the end of a major life cycle and chapter. So this transformational energy just got like fully confirmed here. We also have the King of Swords in reverse, and we have the Ace of Cups in reverse as well. Okay, and let's keep going. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Two of Swords upright. Oh, and the King of Pentacles. Okay. Very interesting. Let me kind of figure out the best way to place these. Okay. Yeah, so looking at your best course of action here, as I said, I already talked about the World card being a major confirmation for the reading and the energies that, you know, were coming through from these cards over here. But because this is the best course of action, this is like the advice portion for you, right? I do feel that the World is like urging you to go through that like what's it called, portal, right? To step over that threshold if maybe you haven't stepped over that already. It could be, as I said, it could be that for some of you that like chapter is still kind of coming to an end or fading out for you, so you may be at the kind of the final stages of something. But for others of you, I feel like you have completed some sort of major cycle, some sort of major chapter in your life, and you are getting prepared to start something new. But with the World, one important message that I feel for you is, again, one of needing to celebrate the moment, needing to allow yourself to have that breather, to have that pause where you are not like automatically thinking about a new thing or a new endeavor, but you're just kind of being in the moment and you're just celebrating and enjoying this major feat that you have accomplished here, because it is a major feat. With the World card, this is the last major arcana in tarot, and it has a lot of weight to it. It is also a card of Saturn, meaning that, you know, you have gone through some very important lessons, because Saturn always teaches us the harshest lessons, but those are the lessons that are also the most gratifying and are also the most rewarding. So there is a lot to be joyous of here. There is a lot to celebrate and to be proud of, and to just, you know, take the most of or make the most of. Again, I do apologize. We are still in Mercury retrograde energy, even though we are getting to the end of it slowly but surely. It's still very, very much messing up my words and kicking my butt. So again, I do apologize if I struggle with finishing my sentences or getting some sort of words out, but I'm doing my best. Anyway, so moving forward, we have these two very interesting cards. We have the King of Swords in reverse and we have this Ace of Cups in reverse. So with the King of Swords coming out in reverse, with both of them, I kind of feel like it's asking you to pay attention to, again, the aspects that were lacking. And I'm sorry, I feel like I don't have that much to say about these cards, because as I was talking about these cards, I got these channelings, I got these messages, and I knew that I was rushing ahead into the advice section, right? But I don't know, I couldn't help it. And now I feel like I'm just repeating the same messages again. But that's truly what's coming through these cards as well here. With the Ace of Cups in reverse, I do feel like there is some sort of like emotional aspect or some sort of like point that needs to be filled, that needs to be paid attention to. And with the Ace of Cups, I often see it as a reader, I often see it as your own emotional needs, as your own cup of love, right? And with it coming out in reverse, I feel like this is like Spirit's way of pointing out that there is something lacking here, that there is a bit of an unbalance, if you will. And I feel like now, because now you have this time, you have this opportunity to look at this like cup that maybe needs some love, that needs some TLC, that needs some attention, and really pointing your focus on that here. Because I do feel like, leaving it unattended for too long, it might be like a lot more difficult to get yourself back on track or to get yourself in a balanced state later on, because it just like it keeps draining you, like slowly but surely it keeps draining you if you don't like pay attention to it, right? Because there's only so much that we can do and so much that we can keep on giving if our own needs are not met and looked after. So this is a very, very, very important message here. And again, I feel a very strong connection to this balance card. That's kind of what I was sensing, right? That there's some sort of area of life for you that needs attention. And for others of you, it could mean, again, if you feel like you have been taking great care of yourself and you have been giving your physical needs, your emotional needs, your spiritual needs, your full attention, and you haven't neglected any of those, it could be that this Ace of Cups is actually talking about your relationships with others. Maybe you haven't had that much time to spend time with your loved ones, right? So again, take it as it resonates. But with this King of Swords in reverse, I almost get the sense that it's again asking you not to make any like fully finalized plans or strategies just yet, because the King of Swords is very much an analytical energy. And even though it's king, again, we're not talking about genders, right? We have two king cards here. We're not talking about gender. We're just talking about the energy. And with this King of Swords, again, when he comes out upright in his like usual energetic state, he's very very analytical, very logical, and very methodical. He wants to think ahead. He wants to plan ahead. He wants to have all parts of the puzzle in place so that he could make the most thought out and the most wise decisions and like have this foolproof battle plan in place. But when it comes out in reverse, I get the sense that Spirit is asking you to not rush like looking into the future and starting to plan ahead just yet. Again, this all feels like a confirmation of all of the messages that were coming through before already. So again, letting yourself be that wild woman, letting yourself kind of have the freedom, have the the sense of like not having boundaries or not limiting, not restricting yourself in any way, and just listening to what your body needs from you, what your soul needs from you, what your heart needs from you, and kind of going off of that and just enjoying the moment for what it is, right? So yeah, I'm gonna move on from this because I feel like I'm just repeating the same messages over and over and over again. Now, looking at your near future energies, I do kind of see that there could be a bit of a tricky situation for you where you may have difficulty deciding exactly what it is that you want to do. Now, again, I kind of went over it already because for some of you, I felt that that's already a thing, and that's already something that you are experiencing, where you may feel like you want to start something new, but you may not be exactly sure what it is. Now, with this near future energy, I definitely see a sense of like possible confusion or doubt coming in with this Two of Swords. Because the Two of Swords is a card of like taking a time out to consider and weigh these different ideas, these different like thoughts or options, and like kind of being at a standstill or being at a pause, because she doesn't quite know what the right thing to do is. So she's just sitting here and she's like mulling things over and contemplating, and she's like closed everything around her out. And I kind of feel like that's something that you could be dealing with as well, because I'm looking at this Wheel of Fortune here and I'm looking at this King of Pentacles. And because of the way that these cards are placed, I kind of get the sense that those could be the options that you are weighing. When the Wheel of Fortune comes out in reverse, this, at least in this case, right, this to me feels like a delay or like a slowing down energy, because when the wheel is upright, it's spinning, it's constantly moving. But when it comes out in reverse, it tells me that things could be slowing down for you. Or maybe as one of the options, it could be that you are contemplating whether you should be taking some time out, whether you should be putting a hold and putting a pause on kind of life and everything that is happening around you. Or with this King of Pentacles, the other option would be to start kind of focusing on some sort of new project, some sort of new thing. Now, this King of Pentacles, this is earth energy, this is tangible. It's very often talking about that material aspect of life, finances, money, or other kinds of resources. So I feel like in the near future, you may kind of have to make a decision, or you may be struggling to make a decision between actually, like, again, letting loose, allowing yourself to kind of flow with life and seeing what comes up for you, and maybe putting a hold or slowing down the things that you are working on, or whether you should like invest your energy into something else and start building up something else. And because of the nature of this card, because it's the earth element, it does kind of hint at being like career or studies or money, job oriented, right? But again, take it as it resonates. It could be talking about some sort of other resources for you. So yeah, that could be something that you may have to deal with. But I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do. But as I said, I was feeling that like advice, and it is only advice. Again, I want to like make this super clear. Just because the cards are saying something does not mean that you have to do it, right? Just because the cards are recommending that you allow yourself this time to like just sit with this energy, be in this in-between state, and allow yourself the downtime to fully recharge your energy and to look after your needs, doesn't mean that you have to do it, right? If you feel this super strong urge to begin something new and to like start building up something completely different, or if you feel restless, right, whatever it is, however you are feeling, that's your prerogative to do that. I'm just saying what I'm seeing from the cards here and the messages that are coming through for me. So yeah, it's really up to you whether you want to take that advice on board or not. But regardless of how you are going to be or which way you are going to be going here, I do see that in the near future, you are going to be kind of faced with that sort of decision. And I just want to say as an alternative message here, for others of you, it could also be that when you are having this, because I don't know, I can't get past this Two of Swords energy. It's kind of the loudest to me here. I do feel like for those of you who maybe are also deciding to like take time out and put a break on things, it could be that this King of Pentacles is actually representing another person, someone else, whether someone new coming into your life or whether a person who already exists in your life. And it could be that they may be like coming in while you are having this downtime. And I feel like it's especially relevant for those of you who may be, again, if you maybe haven't had time for romantic relationships, or if you haven't had time to just like pursue or you know, keep your relationships in a healthy and balanced place, right? If you've maybe lost contact with some people who you would like to reconnect with, or if your like family relations have been kind of neglected a bit, then it could be that that is something that you are going to again have the time to do, or to, you know, put more effort into as you are having this like downtime. That could be another message for you. So it could be that someone new could be coming into your life, or it could be that you just have more time to spend with someone who you maybe haven't had that much time to spend with. Well, yeah. Had to check myself there. That you haven't had the time to just like spend with, right? So that person could be like making more of an entrance into your life again, or you know, coming back to your life in a more full presence. I'm sorry, I'm just struggling so hard with words, and I can feel myself like messing up all of the grammar, all of the, you know, all of the sentences. So I do truly apologize, and I can't wait for this Mercury retrograde to be over so that I could get my verbal expression back. But anyway, that's the energy that I feel for you, pile number one. And before we close this reading out, I just want to pull some Divine Doors Oracle cards for you as well from Spirit, to give you last like pieces of advice or last encouraging messages that would be useful to you. So any last messages that you have for pile number one, please. Oh, we have one. Oh, we have heart healing. Wow. Okay. Mourning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. Yeah, again, with this Ace of Cups in reverse energy, that is definitely a super potent message for some of you. Especially if the chapter that has closed for you is of a romantic nature. Then this is definitely a very, very apt piece of advice, and yeah, it's definitely, again, with this Ace of Cups, I feel a strong message of needing to look after your emotional needs, needing to look after, or any kind of needs that you may have, really. But just because it's the Cups card, it does indicate the heart space more specifically. So yeah. Again, another confirming message here, but I do love seeing the energy of you healing your heart, healing yourself, and getting into a more wholesome place again. So that's amazing. Okay, let's see if we can get any more messages. Any other messages for pile number one, please? Oh. Wow, we have a moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Again, a moment's joy. Oh my god, I love it. Again, it's... oh, the cards are just like literally repeating everything that I've already said and that we've covered. But yeah, I feel like being in the moment and enjoying the present stage of your life, and really taking stock of everything that you have and all the opportunities around you, and everything that you've already gone through is going to be another an extra healing thing for you. And let's see if we can get one last message here, and then we'll close the reading out. One last message. Ooh, okay. Oh my good. Okay, we have 2. Well, I guess we'll take 2. Oh, okay, we have 3. You're getting a lot, guys. Wow. Okay, so because the palmistry one turned up, I'm just going to read this one. We have palmistry, fortune and tarot, collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. Yeah, again, tuning into yourself, listening to your needs, following where you are being guided is a really good piece of advice as well. Let's see, we also have freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. Oh yes, we have been, I don't know how many times I've mentioned the word freedom, but I feel like it's been a lot. And again, the sense of freedom seems to be highlighted even more. And finally, we have patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. Yeah, so I love these messages for you, pile number 1. I just feel like they are super, super reassuring and saying that you will be absolutely fine. You will be solid. You are looked out for here, and you are just asked to fully just revel in this moment of accomplishment or freedom, liberty, however you want to call it, and just take it all in because it's amazing. And yeah, just enjoy this. But oh my God, I'm so sorry. This reading again dragged on way longer than I anticipated. I don't know why that happens, other than the fact that I'm having so much difficulty actually getting the words out. But I'm sorry that I kept you here for so long, pile number 1. But I hope that you don't mind, and I hope that you still got very useful and relevant messages from this reading. If that's the case, if you resonated with this, and if you are excited about what the future holds, and yeah, if you just enjoyed this reading, I would love to hear from you. So you can let me know in the comment section down below. You can also give me a thumbs up if you wish, and last but not least, if you haven't already, you may also want to subscribe and join my feather tribe so that we could hang out in the future too. But thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go now, I promise. I am wishing you guys all the best. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I hope to see you very soon in one of my next readings. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose this Amazonite, and I am going to, again, put it somewhere at the top here so that it wouldn't be in the way. I hope you're all doing really, really well, and that you're excited about this reading, and I hope that you've been having a great October so far. But we are going to be finding out straight away, aren't we? So anyway, if you are not new to my channel, I like to start my readings with some oracle cards, as you very well know. And today is no different. We're going to be looking at what you have been experiencing or going through right now, what your current circumstances are. So this way, you can also kind of check for yourself and see whether this is actually the right pile for you, whether you're resonating with these messages coming through. And if you're not really resonating with the current energy coming through this pile, then, you know, that's fine. You can just go and check if maybe another pile speaks to you and your current circumstances more. But in any case, please guys, still remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you want to find out more about what you should be keeping in mind as you're watching tarot readings on YouTube, I have a whole video about it, full of great tips and things to consider. So go and check that one out. It is the first link in the description box. But having said all of that, let's look at what you are dealing with. Wow, we have Dolphin, Atlantis, Healing Wisdom is surfacing, Stop and Listen. Okay. We also have Standstill. We have To the Moon and Back. We have She Who Is Present, Now, Awareness, Acceptance. Wow, okay. the third eye chakra, and finally regeneration. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get the cards in place and then we'll talk about them. It's so funny that I'm kind of getting some similar vibes from your reading and from pile number one's reading. So if you kind of felt the draw towards the previous pile number one as well, then I would recommend that you check it out. There could be some messages in there for you as well that you may resonate with. But it's funny that I'm getting like this very like straightforward story here of just kind of being in a bit of a slow down energy, because I mean we have so many cards that are indicating of this slowing down energy, or this being in this like being in this like kind of present but quiet and still energy. And I don't know, maybe that's just the month of October. Maybe that's like a collective thing, and that's why the messages are coming through so similar. But I do get the sense, pile number two, that you may be experiencing a bit of a pause, a bit of a break at this time, where maybe it was an intentional thing on your part. Maybe you decided to take some time out. Maybe things just got a bit too hectic or too overwhelming, and you just needed to take some time out and just really focus on yourself, focus on the present, focus on your life, and just kind of get yourself out of the fray in a way. But maybe for others of you this wasn't an intentional thing. Maybe life kind of just pushed this kind of like break energy on you, because I see this with the standstill energy here, and I see this with the she who is present energy here, and I see this with the regeneration, and I feel like it's almost like there is so much important information that needs to come through for you on a spiritual level specifically, because looking at these cards over here, it does feel like you have gone through, or maybe are still currently going through some sort of like major downloads, some sort of major channelings, where important message is being given to you, or maybe you've come to some sort of like major realizations about yourself, about your journey, about your life, and about your future. But I feel like the energy around you is almost like accommodating that. Again, whether you decided to kind of take a break from the mundane life and I don't know, maybe you're currently on some sort of like holiday, some sort of retreat, maybe you like quit your job or quit your some sort of other commitments that you maybe had previously, to kind of allow yourself this time and allow yourself this space and really like slow and calm your life down. If you were maybe in a bit of a more rushed and hectic pace before. But again, it doesn't really matter whether you chose to slow your life down, or maybe or whether the universe did it kind of for you. I feel like that's the energy that you are in right now. And it's very intentionally allowing you to tune into those higher messages, to those more deep, more profound messages that are going to be guiding you on your path forward. So this feels rather like spiritual, rather connected, and also very like necessary, because like maybe before, when you were still like very much keeping busy, and when things were happening around you very fast, and changes were maybe happening very quickly as well, it could be that like you were so busy doing those things that maybe you like lost touch somewhat with your intuition, with your spiritual team, with your higher self. Maybe you kind of got so caught in the action that that like quiet and contemplative energy didn't really have space to come in. And that's something like that happens to all of us, right? Life can just get that way sometimes. And if we are not like conscious of it, and if we get sucked into it, then it's very easy for life to just like overwhelm us, right? And so I feel like this is the time where you are kind of allowed to just take it easy, to maybe reevaluate some things, especially if the path that you were walking down before maybe wasn't like 100% the right thing for you, or wasn't really making you fully happy, or wasn't really fulfilling you in the way that you would have liked it to. Because again, as I said, sometimes the universe like pushes us or like brings us some sort of tower moment so that we could like get our priorities straight again, so that we could like get that awareness, get that sense of enlightenment, and see how like scattered and how chaotic maybe our life was, and how it was maybe doing us a disservice, how it was maybe like draining us and not giving that much back, right? How maybe there wasn't this sense of balance. So right now, it seems that you are receiving some very important downloads. You are going, maybe, I don't know, especially if you have like some sort of like intuitive or maybe even like psychic gifts yourself. It could be that you are like actually traveling to like different dimensions, maybe especially in your dream. You could be doing that, and you could be like in very frequent communication with your spiritual team, with your higher self. You could be doing that, for some of you at least, especially with this third eye chakra, actually with all three of these cards. For some of you, that's definitely the case. Maybe even for most of you, that's the case, that you are super in tune and you're super connected. And at this time, it feels like you are receiving some very important messages, because with this regeneration, it does feel like, with it being number 46 as well, which reduces down to 10. So again, I'm getting this like cyclic energy, very similar to pile number 1. I can't get over that. Yours is more spiritual, but it's again that same sort of like transformative energy, where like something has possibly like lived its time, or you may have gone through some sort of like a bigger change, a bigger shift, and now you are like getting ready for this new thing, for this new chapter. But it could just be that you needed this like sense of direction, you needed this divine guidance and information, and maybe you just weren't really able to hear it before, and that's why this like standstill energy is here now, because you are getting some sort of like eye-opening realizations here. Definitely you are getting some super crucial pieces of information that are very important on your journey. And yeah, I feel like it's important for you to take the time to actually hear them. And I feel like for those of you who maybe decided to like walk out on something on your own, it might be a bit easier for you. But for others of you, if maybe you experience some sort of like tower moment, it could be that you may be struggling a bit more with like, you know, like calming yourself down and getting yourself into that space where you are allowing these messages to surface. Because like experiencing tower moments, it just kind of like it pushes us off balance, right? It kind of creates this sense of like uncertainty and unknowing and just confusion in our lives. And so yeah, it's kind of a bit more maybe tricky that way, when the universe forces this like period of like standing still or taking some time out on you. But I kind of get the sense that you are going to be receiving these messages one way or another anyway. Like the messages that you need to hear, they are going to be delivered to you in one way or another. Because as I said, they seem to be super, super crucial. So I wouldn't really be too worried about like not getting the messages that you need. But I just feel like that spirit is saying over here that actually allowing yourself the time to put aside for some sort of like personal self-care and allowing yourself to kind of like slow down and maybe tune in more and reconnect to your spiritual team more, that may really help the messages to come forward. But there is definitely like major like traveling vibes that I get here, and not in a physical sense. Not in a physical sense. I want to make that super clear. So yeah, and especially with this card to the moon and back, and actually with the third eye chakra as well, I want to say that please pay special attention to your dreams. If you get some sort of like weird dreams or weird messages, or there are some sort of weird symbols in your dreams, definitely like write them down somewhere, or do like a voice memo thing or something like that, so that it would be recorded, you know, so that you could like check back into the message at a later time, because I feel like there could be something extremely profound there. But that's kind of what I feel for you. So if you resonated with any of the messages at all, then this is definitely your pile, and you should keep watching. But we're going to be looking at some tarot messages as well. So we're going to see what is the best course of action for you right now, and what is the near future energy that you are going to be getting into. But let me kind of move the cards up a bit some more so that we would have more space. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Best course of action. Okay, we have the Fool in reverse with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords. Okay, and your near future energies, we I'm sorry, I'm laughing because again, I'm getting like there's just so many similarities with pile number one. We have the Two of Coins, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay. Okay. So yeah, okay, let's start with this best course of action here. Now, the first card that you have is the Fool in reverse, and that to me is like a very straightforward message. When the Fool comes out in reverse, this is like warning you of any like hectic decisions, or any decisions that you rush into that you may later regret. So it's kind of like cautioning you against any rash decisions and getting into something new prematurely. So as I said, this standstill energy, this slowing down energy seems to be like a bigger theme that serves a very specific purpose. And so rather than like finding ways to maybe like keep yourself busy, because again, it's such a normal thing to do, right? It's a very human thing to do, especially in our current society, where being productive and constantly achieving something, constantly producing something is thought of as like a good thing, and just being is seen as lazy. And so I feel like it's such an unhealthy approach, but you know, that's kind of like besides the point. But yeah, I kind of get the sense that with the Fool card here coming out in reverse, your spirit guides and spirit and the universe, whoever you resonate with, they are saying here that it's best to allow this time to be what it is, and allow yourself to just be, because this slowdown energy is not for nothing. And as restless as you may be feeling, for some of you at least. Not for all of you, but for some of you, I feel like this could definitely be making you a bit like uncomfortable. This needing to be still and needing to just like, you know, flow with the current energy. As restless as this may make some of you, because it's the best course of action for you, it's definitely recommended here. And again, I want to make this super clear. Just because the cards are saying something, just because they are giving you advice, doesn't mean that that's something that you have to do. You are always the master of your own life. You always have free will and you always make your own decisions, okay? So you can take this advice on board, or if you don't want to, you don't have to, right? You make your own decisions at the end of the day, but this is what Spirit is kind of advising you, right? So this is definitely this slowing down energy coming through very strongly from the cards, and Spirit saying that allow it to be what it is, and don't like jump straight into anything new, anything unfamiliar, especially without like being super sure of what it is. And I'm saying it because of this Page of Swords here as well. The Page of Swords is indicating that you kind of need to be like, again, aware and kind of present and very much in touch with what is happening around you, because the Page of Swords sees and hears everything. He has like the how should I say it? You can see it from the card as well. He's standing on this like hilltop, and his head is in the clouds, but his he's very like determined, and he's very clear-headed, and he's very like sure of himself, because he has the higher ground and he can see everything, and he has the full view of everything that is happening around him. So he's super aware. And again, that's because we're talking about the best course of action here. That's what Spirit is urging you to do as well, to be aware, to be mindful of the things that you are feeling, the thoughts that may be popping up for you randomly, maybe some sort of synchronicities that could be popping up around you. Maybe someone says something that you just happen to hear as you walk by them. Maybe you hear a specific song that like has a very specific message that resonates with you in that specific moment, or maybe it answers some sort of question for you that you may be thinking of at that time, or maybe you just see some sort of other synchronicities that have some sort of deep meaning for you. So just keep your eyes and ears open is kind of what I feel like this Page of Swords is saying, because again, as I said, your spiritual team definitely has some very important messages for you, okay? Now with this Queen of Cups in reverse, I kind of almost feel like it's attached to the Fool a bit, because when the Queen of Cups comes out in reverse, it almost like symbolizes to me as a reader that it's not the best time to give of yourself to others, or to give of yourself to some sort of things or some sort of endeavors. This is kind of the time to keep that cup to yourself and to tune into yourself and to pay attention to your own needs. It's a little bit of that selfish energy, but the word selfish sounds so bad and it has such a negative connotation to it. But sometimes we need to be selfish. Sometimes we need to pay attention to what we need at a specific moment, right? Before we can tend to other people's needs. And sometimes we forget to kind of look after our needs. And so I feel like this is just again urging you to, as I said, like pay attention to what you are feeling and tune into your own personal needs, tune into yourself. Because the other message that I'm feeling here is that it could be that like some of you, that's not the case for all of you, but for some of you, it could be that maybe you have lost touch a bit with your intuition, with your spiritual side, and maybe you've even like, if you felt things, maybe you decided to ignore them at one point. And again, this is in no way a judgment, okay? It's life. We are human. We all do these things, and we all are not, you know, we all mess up at times, and we all ignore our needs and our senses sometimes, even when maybe we know that we shouldn't, or, you know, none of us are perfect, right? So it happens. But because it's the advice portion, again, I feel like Spirit is urging you to find that connection again, and to put your focus on reconnecting to your spiritual team, and getting that sense of like clarity that you need before you proceed on to new things. Because that Page of Swords is looking at that Queen of Cups as well. So I feel like that's really where Spirit is urging you to put your emphasis on. Because moving forward, looking at the near future energies that you are going to be getting into, we have this Two of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands. Now, the thing that I'm seeing here is that, especially with the Knight of Swords, it could talk about someone else, but it could also be talking about like just life and situations or circumstances. And I kind of get the sense that there is going to be some sort of like speeding up of things again. Things might be like rushing into your life more quickly than maybe you anticipated. So with this two of coins here, like you can see it as well, like he's juggling these two coins and he's trying to keep them both afloat. But at the background here, you can see how the waves are like massively like, you know, fluctuating, right? So it kind of symbolizes things maybe being out of balance a bit, and things being like changing and hectic and unstable, but needing to keep things afloat, right? And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. What Spirit is saying here is that things are going to be speeding up again. Definitely. So this standstill energy is not going to be lasting forever. And I feel like it's a positive thing, especially for those of you who may be struggling with this energy of needing to just be still and maybe not being as productive as you are used to. But with this Knight of Swords, I feel like because things are going to be getting more hectic again, or things are going to be speeding up again, if you are kind of like, you know, burdened or weighed down by too many things, too many responsibilities, too many thoughts, too many options, if you don't have that clarity that like you have the space and time to kind of get right now, it could kind of take you by surprise and almost like push you off balance. That's kind of what I feel here. So as I said, this standstill period is not happening like without a reason. It's here for a very specific purpose. And again, that specific purpose is to prepare you for what's to come. And for you to be prepared in the best way, the Spirit is trying to give you the information and the clarity and the answers that you need, the directions that you need, right? That are like in alignment with your highest good and that are in alignment with your soul and all those kinds of things. So like knowing exactly what it is that you want, knowing exactly where you kind of want to go or what the best course of action for you would be, is probably going to allow you to go through that like hectic period and react to those maybe very quick changes. Is going to be allowing you to come out of those situations on top, and it's going to allow you to move through those situations with a lot more ease as well, and a lot less effort. But now, because we have the Six of Wands over here, I still feel like I kind of see that you're going to be coming out of this future hectic changes successfully, no matter what. But I don't know why, but I feel like with this Knight of Swords, it's just kind of like, it's like something unexpected is kind of what I feel. Like it's going to be rushing into your life unexpectedly and taking you by surprise. So I just feel like Spirit is just saying that the best way for you to handle it is to be prepared. And that's what Spirit is trying to do here. That's what the universe is trying to do here. That's what this current situation that you are in is for. But again, I don't know. I feel like in a way, the Six of Wands is like reassuring card, because it does indicate that you were able to be the winner in this situation. You were able to successfully face whatever this unexpected situation or maybe person is, and you're able to come out on top. But yeah, I don't know why, but I want to say, like, be mindful of like that getting clarity thing, because I feel like, again, and that's the last thing I'm going to say, I promise. I feel like the more clear-headed and the more sure of yourself you can be, the easier it's going to be for you when that unexpected thing comes. Okay? Because if you're still like kind of unsure, and if you're still like going back and forth on things, or if you're trying to like do too much and trying to like keep several things afloat at the same time, then it could be that it just like, you know, runs you over a bit, or takes more out of you than maybe is necessary. So again, this is just spirit looking after you and wanting you to be in the best possible state when this thing arrives. And maybe that's why this whole like standstill period happened to begin with, because of like something that is coming up for you in the near future. So yeah, you are in this preparatory mode, and it could be more like difficult for some of you. It could be easier for others of you. But yeah, the advice here is definitely to be aware, to be as tuned in as you possibly can, and listen to what your senses and what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. And you will be solid. You will be solid either way, but yeah, you will be okay. So, wow. Okay. Before we close this reading out, I'm also going to be pulling some oracle cards from the Divine Doors Oracle. So these are going to be last helpful messages from Spirit to you regarding your current circumstances, regarding your current situation and this spread. So let's see what else they want you to know. Sorry, I just want to... I don't know, I feel like the cards are crooked all the time. I don't know what to do. Okay, anyway, so let's see. Any last messages that you have for pile number 2 regarding the reading, please? Okay. Wow, well, I guess you're still getting 4. Right, so let's see what they are. Oh, we have, as I said, oh my god, I get, pile number 1 had the same card. So yeah, again, if you felt drawn to pile number 1 at all, then you may want to check that one out as well. But we have palmistry, fortune and tarot, collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, and yes. That's pretty much what the whole reading has been about. Okay, the art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. So I kind of feel like this is again referring to the need to like figure out what it is that you want to do, and kind of listen to what your soul and what your spirit guides are urging you towards, because I feel like it could be something like, again, something significant. That's what I kept feeling here. And that's what seems to be coming through as well with this card here. We have begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. I can't believe that this card actually says the word travel, because didn't I say that? Like, I kept feeling that some of you are literally like traveling between dimensions and like reaching these like higher levels of consciousness in your dreams, where you are maybe communing with like some sort of higher vibrational beings and things like that. I don't know, but I just find it really funny that the word travel is actually on this card. So yeah, you are going to be seeing things speeding up again. So yeah, I would just from a personal perspective, I would make the most of this time that you have right now to kind of just like relax and be and enjoy it for what it is. And finally, we have the Odyssey. By the way, this is like definitely my favorite of the whole deck. The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. I don't know. I just feel like, again, this is kind of like, I don't know, I get the same message of like just being present and accepting what is and enjoying what is, kind of like what I was just talking about as well. So like seeing it as an adventure and seeing it as this like major exploration that you are doing, and kind of flowing with where life is taking you, because it does feel like you maybe are more in tune with your senses and with your intuition than maybe like other people. And that seems to definitely be like your golden ticket. I don't know why I just felt the need to say that, but the word golden ticket just popped into my head. So the more you can tune into intuition, I feel like the more you can like reap the benefits of it and like really go through some super cool experiences in life. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much, pile number 2. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. And I hope that this gave you something to consider, something to think about, and just, you know, that it was useful to you in some way. If that's the case, if you found this reading useful, please let me know in the comment section, or you can give me a thumbs up as well. It would help me out so much. And I would love it if you decided to subscribe and stick around and join my little feather tribe so that we could hang out in the future as well. But that's it. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon in one of my next readings. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're all doing really, really well. Now, you guys chose the rose quartz, and I'm just gonna put it somewhere over here. Now, we are going to be starting off with some oracle cards, and we're gonna get a sense of what is going on with you right now, what have you been dealing with, and what are you currently experiencing. So we're just gonna get like a beautiful overview, or well, hopefully it's going to be a nice and succinct and logical overview of what you are currently dealing with. And also that will allow you guys to make sure that you are actually watching the right pile as well. And if it happens to be that you don't really resonate with the messages coming through this one, then that's absolutely fine. You can go back into the pile selection bit and choose another pile. But having said that, please still remember that this is a general reading, okay? So leave what doesn't resonate and take the parts that do, and always use your discernment as you're watching these readings, okay? If you want to see what else you should be keeping in mind as you're watching tarot readings on YouTube, I made a whole video about it. You can check it out in the description box. It is the first link there. So yeah, there's a lot of useful information in that one too. But let's see what you are dealing with, pile number 3. Ooh, wowza, we have Phoenix, empower. Fire activations bring creative and spiritual freedom. We also have the Child. Ooh, we have lullaby. Okay, interesting. That sorry, trying to get them to be somewhat centered. Anyway, okay. A lot of like, yeah, child energy coming through as well. Not to say that you have to be a child, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. She who radiates, Geneva, knowing, ambition, confidence. Wow. We also have mental conflict, and we have a change in the wind. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's official. It's official. There are definitely some like collective energies that are happening, and that's why I'm just saying it, because there have been some very big similarities coming through these piles in today's reading. But anyway, so I'm going to fidget around with the cards until I'm happy with them, and then we'll get into them. So I'm getting a very interesting contrast from the energy in your reading, pile number 3. On the one hand, we have this like very fiery, very enthusiastic, very optimistic, very open, very creative energy coming through. And then on the other side, we have this more conflicted, more doubtful, more unsure energy. And then we have this energy of like change. And so the way that I'm seeing this, pile number 2, is that I feel like it could be that you are currently experiencing a lot of change in your life, and that's the thing that I was referring to when I said that I'm seeing a lot of similarities between the other pile. So I feel like going through these changes, going through these transformations, and experiencing major like life cycle changes in people's lives, that seems to be like a collective thing for everyone right now, and so that's coming through very heavily. But the way that like people are dealing with that, that's definitely where the differences come in. And for you, I feel like you could actually be feeling a bit of this like push and pull energy within you, where on the one hand you are super excited about the changes and the new opportunities and the new possibilities that your future could bring, and everything that you are seeing around you, and all of the new doors that are opening, and the new people that you are meeting, and the new challenges that you get to kind of overcome, and also the new situations where you get to prove yourself. I don't know why that was kind of coming through very strongly and very specifically right now. But on the other hand, it feels like there is also something that is kind of getting triggered within you, and because of the child card here and because of this lullaby, I'm kind of getting the sense that it could be triggering something within your inner child. It could be triggering something that like calls up this sense of like insecurity, and the sense of like doubt and feeling a bit unsure of yourself, that is somehow tied to your childhood, or tied to some sort of like maybe like childhood belief that was embedded in you at one point. So it's very interesting. It's a very weirdly contrasting energy, and not in a bad way, but it just feels like there is this, as I said, this like push and pull energy within you. And so you could be kind of struggling to make sense of how you truly feel about these changes, and how you truly feel about something that you may be faced with. So let's say that you just got like a new job opportunity, or maybe you, I don't know, got offered some sort of like new position in your already existing workplace, or maybe there's some sort of like new project that you are thinking of starting or initiating. There is definitely some sort of new energy on the horizon that I feel for you. But at the same time, it's like you're excited, but you're still like unsure at the same time. It's like you want to see where it leads, but at the same time, like you may get these senses of feeling afraid, or feeling like I'm not sure whether I'm actually fully up to the tasks, and whether I'm able to do everything that is required of me, and whether I'm truly able to be successful in this. So there's definitely some sort of like going back and forth here. But the thing that I see that is kind of ruling this show here is this fiery and an enthusiastic energy. So I do see that you actually have it all in you, especially with this Phoenix in Power card and She Who Radiates. I feel like it is actually all in you. You do have all of the skills that you need, and you do have all of the wisdom that you have gathered up to this point that is going to help you face and overcome whatever challenges may be put on your path. And you're also like extremely creative at this time. I do feel that as well. So there is a lot of aspects and a lot of things to kind of support you in this. But the only thing that I really see you struggling with is your own mind. Rather than like, I don't really see you actually being that phased about the physical changes that are happening, but I see you kind of struggling with your own thoughts here. So I feel like that's really the only thing that could be slowing you down here, and that could be slowing your roll. So yeah, I guess it really like comes down to which side of you are going to be giving more energy to, right? Whether you are like because I'm sure that it's going to be different for all of you. For some of you, maybe the enthusiastic part is winning, and maybe you're putting more effort onto that, like excited and energized and confident and ambitious part of you that we see coming through here. And maybe others of you are finding it a bit difficult to silence these thoughts of like unsure feelings and insecurities that could be popping up for you. So again, it's going to differ, but I kind of feel like that's the energy that you are in right now. And I kind of feel like, again, you truly do have all that you need within you. You are ready, you are capable, you are knowing enough. You know what you need to know. We have this knowing card here. You do know what you need to know. But yeah, there could just be times when you are not that sure about it yourself. So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. And even I know that I was bringing a lot of like examples about work and career and projects and that kind of thing. It could also be talking about a relationship. Maybe you just recently met someone new, or maybe your already existing relationship is like leveling up in some way, and you are maybe like excited but scared at the same time of like what it's going to bring and what the future is going to lead to, and all of that. So again, take it as it resonates, and see how it actually fits into your, like, which area of life it actually fits into for you. But yeah, this feels like a universal theme of like a lot of change coming in for people. Now, if that is the energy that you are resonating with, and you recognize yourself from the energy that I was describing to you right now, then you are definitely watching the right pile, and you should just keep on watching, because now we are going to get a bit more specific. We're going to look at some tarot cards, and we're going to see what spirit like recommends for you, what kind of advice spirit has for you, what is your best course of action right now. And then we're going to see what the near future energy is going to bring, what it's going to be, you know, where it's going to be taking you. So let's see. I am done. I swear. This is so crazy. And I cannot say it enough. I love tarot so much. The first card out for your best course of action is the Emperor, the ultimate epitome of being confident, being super self-assured, being super like, I don't want to say strict, but just like, you know, putting your foot down and believing in yourself and knowing that you're doing the right thing and standing up for yourself and like not letting yourself get swayed. Right? So I find it so funny. Oh, wow. And you also have the High Priestess. You are hitting with some major energies. And you have another 4. We have the 4 of Pentacles as well. Okay. And let's see. Oh, beautiful. We have the Star. Wow. We have the Magician. And we have Temperance in reverse. Wow. You have some huge cards coming through here, pile number 3. You definitely have the most like the biggest number of major arcanas coming through. I mean, 5 out of the 6 cards are major arcana. So as I was saying, definitely major transformative energies for a lot of people, and this feels like a significant, like a super important juncture or point in your own journey right now. So whatever this new thing is that is brought to you is definitely somehow divinely guided. This is no coincidence. This is no mistake. This is no accident that the changes that you are experiencing right now are in your life. Those are in your life because they are meant to be in your life. Those are divinely orchestrated circumstances and situations that you are dealing with here. So this is major. But I feel like your reading is actually probably going to be the shortest one, pile number 3, if I'm honest, because yours feels very straightforward. Looking at your best course of action here, as I said, we have the Emperor, we have the High Priestess, and we have the 4 of Coins. Now, you have 2 number 4s here, and number 4 in a numerological sense is talking about structure, it's talking about foundation, it's talking about stability, and it's that like very well defined and just very much in place, very much solid energy. So because this is the best course of action for you, I feel like Spirit is saying very, very concretely that in the face of these changes, the best course of action for you would be to trust in yourself first and foremost, with the High Priestess here, to trust that you know what you need to know, to trust that you are exactly in the right place, that you are supposed to be, that you are doing the right things, and to stay strong in your convictions, to stay strong in that ability, or in that belief, I should say, that you have the ability to do whatever you want to do. Because with the Emperor, this is like, the Emperor he's undefeatable. He's sitting on this like stone throne. He's wearing armor, and he's made it to the top because people trust him, because he has that sense of authority. And you can see it from his like beard as well. He has a gray beard, and he has a very stern expression on his face, which like he has gone through a lot. He has experienced a lot. And he has the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that is needed in such a high level place of authority or position that he's in. And you have that as well. The thing that we often forget as we move through life and as we move through these different like obstacles and situations is that like we often forget how like things that we go through all build something up within us, or build us up in some way. How they all contribute to building a solid foundation of experience, building a solid foundation of wisdom, right? Of lessons learned. And that's the thing that we tend to forget, is that all of your life prior to this moment has been to prepare you for what's coming next. Because the one thing that I truly believe in, and that I've heard a lot of other readers say as well, and I really, really resonate with this, is that like life does not bring you something that you are not ready for. Spirit does not bring you something that you are not ready for. It's always going to be something that like, yes, it could be difficult. Yes, it could be make you struggle in some way. It could be challenging in some way. But it's always, always, always something that you can handle, something that you have everything you need within you to handle. And so the best course of action for you would be to stick to your guts, or to your guns. I think that's the right word, right? Stick to your guns. I'm sorry. Mercury retrograde still kicking my butt. We are getting to the end of it now, but we're still in it. So please excuse my mishaps and grammar mistakes and all of that. I do apologize, but yeah. Anyway, so Spirit is asking you to stay in that sense of resolve, and to keep that fire burning within you, and to trust that you have what it takes. I feel like confidence is definitely the key here, because with the Emperor card is a card of Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. It's that fiery, like driven and active energy, right? Very passionate energy. And that seems to be the thing that Spirit is urging you to keep alive here. And especially with the High Priestess as well. Like whenever you feel this doubt creeping in, because this is all in your mind, this mental conflict is all in your mind, it's all in your head. And it doesn't mean that just because it's in your head that it's not real, or it's not like important, but your soul has much more depth. Your soul has much more weight to it. So whenever you feel your mind going crazy, I feel like Spirit is urging you to tap into your intuition, to tap into your deeper senses, and to kind of reconnect to that deeper sense within you. Because I feel like that is going to like recalibrate you. It's going to set you up in a balanced and harmonious place again. So just keep the vision alive, keep the dream alive, and stick with it with this Four of Coins here. I feel like you really need to grab onto that sense of like security and ambition and fire, and do everything that you can in your power to not let it die out, to not let your thoughts get the best of you. So however you are able to like, pick yourself up, or give yourself some sort of pep talk, or make yourself feel better about yourself, or boost your ego, I feel like it's something that is really going to help you here. Okay, so that's what I feel like Spirit is urging you to do. Because moving forward, looking at your near future energies, I see like major success for you, and major movement forward. Especially with the Star, and especially with the Magician. Like I love that the Magician came out, because like with this section, with this advice portion, that's the main energy I was feeling, the Magician energy, that you have everything that you need, because that's what the Magician stands for. He has all of the skills, all of the talents, and all of the resources that he needs to bring something to life, to materialize all of that divine inspiration that he's getting, and all of his like willpower, and all of his desires, and everything. He's the manifester in tarot, the Magician. And so I feel like that's kind of the energy that you are moving into. I feel like the energy that you're moving into is that you are probably going to be seeing results a lot quicker than you have before, or maybe even a lot quicker than you expect. It could even like take you by surprise, that maybe you are wishing for something, maybe you are desiring something, and you put like a bit of effort into it, you put a bit of like creative energy and action into it, and it comes into being like super quickly, and it's like way more quickly than you anticipated. Because with the Star here, I do feel like Spirit is like very much on your side here. I'm not saying the Spirit is like that. There are times when Spirit is not on your side. I'm not saying that, but I just feel like at this time there are so many things that are kind of like enabling you to create the things that you need to create, because that like inspiration and that creativity is coming from a divine source. It's given to you because you are meant to put it into being, or you're meant to give it some sort of physical form, if that makes sense. So again, none of this is a coincidence. None of this is like just random happenstance. This creative like sense, and these changes and these new energies that are coming into your life are coming into your life right now because you are ready for them, and because most likely you have been asking for them and you have been wishing for them. Now it could be that they are showing up as like something slightly different than what you had in mind, but it's still in alignment with your North Star. It's still in alignment with your deepest, most heartfelt wishes, and it's going to bring you that sort of happiness and the results that you are ultimately yearning for. So you are definitely in a very magical time right now, and you are going to be moving into a very magical time as well, where again, some sort of wishes of yours could be manifesting very quickly, especially because the Temperance card is in reverse here. I feel like when the Temperance card is upright, it's all very like moderate, it's all very controlled, it's like it's in balance, and it's all like very fine-tuned. But when it comes out in reverse, this is almost like talking about extremes in a way. At least that's how I'm feeling it right now in this specific context. So again, I feel like your wishes are being heard, and like the universe is working very closely with you to make all of your dreams a reality. So that's one thing that I want you to like pay attention to as well, is your mind space. Like pay attention to your thoughts and how you talk to yourself and how you talk to the universe. Because the more like empowered speech or empowered talk you can give to yourself, and the more nice things you can say about yourself to the universe, and like even if you don't always feel them, right? Because it's normal to get those doubts within you as well. But the more that you are able to talk very like positive, in a very positive manner about yourself and to yourself, the more amazing things you're going to be reaping, because I do feel like your words have a very, very strong power to them at this time, and especially in the near future with the Magician here. So be very mindful about like what you are saying, what you are wishing for, what you are, how you are expressing yourself, and what kind of internal monologue you have with yourself, because the things that you are saying could be manifesting outside of you very, very quickly. Like again, with the Temperance in reverse, extremely quickly, like way more quickly than is usual, or than is kind of like quote unquote normal. So wow, I don't know what else to say. I honestly don't know what else to say. I feel like, as I said, your reading is kind of like straightforward and seems to be hinting at a very specific message here. So if you resonate with this, I hope that like you got some sort of reassurance from this, and some sort of like boost to your confidence that you should keep doing what you're doing in that very like enthused manner, and keep believing in yourself, and stick to your guns here, and stay confident, and believe that whatever it is that you are desiring, you can have and you can achieve. And seeing that the universe is really listening to you, and that the universe has heard you before, and now these changes are finally coming into being. They are finally materializing. And I also feel with the star, the last thing I want to say is that there is a lot of potential for healing for you as well, especially as I was talking about that like inner child thing that could be triggered within you, or those like insecurities that could be popping up that may have some sort of relevance to like your childhood, or to some sort of beliefs that you may have from childhood. There's a lot of potential for healing as well. So it could be that that's what you're going to be experiencing as well. So there's a lot of things to be excited about here, and I'm super excited for you, pile number 3, and I hope you are too. But before we close this reading out, we're going to look at some Divine Doors Oracle cards as well. Those are going to be giving you last sort of like pieces of advice or guidance from Spirit regarding your reading. So let's see what else they have to say to you. Can we get some last messages or pieces of advice for pile number 3 regarding their reading, please? Can we get... We have secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. Wow. I mean, I kind of feel like... I don't know. I kind of feel like with the wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind is like... I feel like it's almost asking you to, like, again, connect to that spiritual like side, and tap into your like inner senses as well, inner guidance as well, because I feel like it's going to really help you here. And withdraw memories for others to find, I don't know, I kind of get like a reference to like being very specific about what it is that you want. I don't know. I hope it makes sense, but this just feels to me like a communication process with the divine is kind of what I feel with this card. And I don't know that I've felt that before necessarily with this specific oracle card, because it has come out in previous readings several times, but I don't know. It just, yeah, that's what I'm feeling for you right now, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. Could we get last pieces of advice for pile number 3 regarding their spread? Wow, okay. You got 3, so I guess we're taking 3. Okay, so we have silent skill. I challenge you to unpack your mind. In meditation's grace, the soul can unwind. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. That is insane. That is like one of the best cards that you could have possibly gotten, because that's exactly what this whole mental conflict card over here was talking about. So, and I mean lullaby as well. Like it's definitely an energy of like calming your mind down and silencing those thoughts of doubt and insecurity. But I mean, yeah, this kind of says it all, so I'm not even going to explain it any further. It's perfect. We also have the three-eyed raven. As sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. Prepare for the unexpected. Oh my goodness, I'm done. What was I saying? Okay. Oh, I love tarot. I love oracle cards, and I love spirit so much. I love it. Okay, and finally we have bless this space. Your sacred space holds the soul to bear. Palo Santo or sage will clear the air. Yeah, so it could actually help you to like cleanse your space and do these little rituals that help you kind of clear out any negative or unwanted energies that you could be having in your surroundings. So, you know, because that kind of tends to happen, and the like we clean our houses and our apartments all the time, but we don't always remember to clear the energy as well, right? So if you have any Palo Santo, any sage, or anything else that you use to kind of like clear the energy, even if it's just sending an intention to like banish or get rid of any stale negative energies or low vibrational energies that you may have in your space, that may be very, very useful for you as well. So I feel like just the general message of like doing everything that you can to keep that fire and enthusiasm burning, and to get like rid of those negative like self-doubting, that kind of energy and those kinds of thoughts. That is probably like the most important message here for you, because again, get ready for the unexpected, get ready for some surprises coming your way, some wishes coming true, if I could speak, and things manifesting a lot more quickly than you would have guessed. So, oh my God, pile number 3, I loved your reading. It was so exciting, and I'm so thrilled for you, and I hope that you are too. I hope that you are super excited for what's to come. But I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section or give me a thumbs up. It would help me out so much. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and join my little feather tribe so that we could hang out in the future as well. But I'm wishing you the most amazing rest of October, and I hope that you get everything that you wish for. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very soon in one of my next readings. Bye-bye.